Hello everyone, welcome back to Design DNA. It's your boy Nakia here. Today we're going to be talking about a game that sinks its teeth, fangs, claws, axes, machetes into solo gamers that love board games. We're going to be talking about Final Girl. If you're new here to Design DNA, I'm all about celebrating what makes board games shine, sort of identifying what makes them unique, what you might like about them. And the one we have today is truly something special. Final Girl is a solo only board game designed by Evan Derrick and AJ Porfirio. It was released by Van Ryder Games in 2021, and it currently sits at number 99 in the Board Game Geek Top 100. Honestly, I think it deserves every bit of love that it gets. As of right now, Final Girl is the only true solo game on the entire BGG Top 100, which is pretty massive. And it taps into the energy of iconic Final Girls in horror and slasher films like Ellen Ripley from Aliens, Laurie Strode from Halloween, or maybe even Nancy Thompson from Nightmare on Elm Street. And one of the cool things about this game, if you love tense, cinematic, heart-pounding moments, this game is built to deliver those every single time you get it to the table. One of my favorite things that I think makes this game series so great is the way they design the feature film boxes. You see, in order to play the game, you're going to need a core set. Each core set gives you the components you need to play the game, the meeples, the tokens, the dice, the cards. But once you get to feature film boxes, that's when things really start to unlock. See, each one features an iconic, villain or killer, a location for you to play at, unique items, event cards for that specific story, and two Final Girls, each with their own unique abilities. We have Lori here on the Camp Happy Trails box that I'm currently showing, and you also have Raiko. So two Final Girls to choose from. And you can think of these feature film boxes like little horror movies that are just waiting to be played out by you. The aesthetic really sets the tone the moment you get these boxes, and they look great on your shelf like old VHS movies lined up. And the best part about this is that you can expand at your own pace. All the boxes can be played together, so you can mix and match, which gives you just a ton of variety, great replayability. Each of the villains in the game has 4 dark powers, including a really terrifying ultimate form. They have 3 different finale cards that really twist the big showdown at the end of the game in wild and unexpected ways. And so just that alone makes every game a little bit different. Every time you play, you're going to have a unique story that you get to star in, narrate your way through. It's the first thing that I think sets this game apart. The other thing I think makes Final Girl a truly special solo experience is the action cards and dice system. And this is really the mechanical heart of the game where it starts to really grip you as a player. You see, you have this tableau of action cards that determine what you can do on any one of your turns, but then you have to roll the dice to see if you actually pull it off or not. Here's how it's going to work for you. So anytime you roll the dice, if you get 2 stars, you're super lucky. You're going to get a full success. You can get everything that you wanted out of that action. If you only get 1 star, well, it's only a partial success. So you're going to get some, maybe there's a little bit of a drawback as well. And if you get no stars, well, sorry, you're completely boned. That's a failure. You have nothing to show for your action. But as you're looking at the dice, as you can see here, your 5s and 6s count as stars. Your 3s and 4s give you a nice decision to make. They let you discard 2 cards from your hand to turn those into a success. And if you get a 1 or a 2, well, sometimes luck's just not on your side. What that affects is not only what you're going to be able to do this turn, but also what actions you'll have access to next round. You see, when you play a card, it has to sit out for a turn before you can buy it again. It'll also determine how much time you have left, and time is a great resource that allows you to buy new cards, and it lets you be really creative with how you approach the risk mitigation of paying cards to affect your dice. This whole system creates a really constant tension that feels like the best part of every horror movie. Should you risk it and go for the big play? Should you play it safe now and maybe prepare for a big turn later? Will you be able to pull off the impossible and actually take down this villain? And because your roles shape your next move, it naturally builds a story with these highs and lows, these crescendos. You start to kind of narrate what's happening. Why did you get that lucky break? Why did you have such a terrible whiff right there? And suddenly you're kind of directing your own horror movie that unfolds with this uncertainty in real time. This is a game that doesn't just simulate horror, it really understands it. Every time the victims fall, say the killer takes down a few of your friends or your neighbors, they're going to grow stronger, faster, more relentless. There's this rising bloodlust track that really amps the tension up like a perfect movie soundtrack. And then we get to probably my favorite mechanic in the game, the last stand mechanic. It's one of the coolest, most dramatic twists of any board game, hands down. You see, when you or the killer drop to your last health token, you're going to get something called adrenaline. This little burst of power that gives you an extra die so you can get a little bit more done on your turns. It's your character's last stand. It's the killer's final unstoppable lunge. Once that adrenaline HP is gone, you flip that token over and you get to see if you have a blank, which means game over. Either you've defeated the villain or you've been defeated, or you get 1, 2, or 3 extra health tokens, extra hearts, right? And that gives you just a little bit more that you can do to take down the killer. But sometimes the killer has that as well. And it really leads to those moments where, you're in the theater and you think the villain is dead, and then he stands up and you're like, no, get out, he's right behind you. It's pure cinema, and you get that in a board game, which is absolutely fantastic. It gives you that no way moment, that we really crave in this type of cinema, and I think it captures it great in this game. So those are really the core things that I think make Final Girl an absolute banger of a solo game. You have the feature film box design, you have your iconic killers with your unique items and events that all tie together in this really cool package with the cards and the dice determining how your story is going to be narrated. And then you have the bloodlust track, the last stand marker, to really give those high dramatic moments. That's what I think makes this game stand out and why it's reached such a peak in the top 100 within the board game community. But what do you think about this game? Did you find that it was great when you played it? Were there things that you didn't like? This is not really a review. My opinion, I don't think carries that much weight, but I wanted you to know what makes this game special, and I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments, if you had good experiences or bad. Either way, thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, I'll see you around. Goodbye, have fun, and game on.